Alright, and we're good. Alright, I was thinking going along with the race that JJ has. Sorry, I've forgotten the name already, but I'm thinking he is very much upscale. I'm thinking, while perhaps, comparable to the Obi-Wan Han meeting, it would be much more upscale.
Okay. Is it on Coruscant?
Is it on Coruscant? I have no idea. It certainly could be.
Well, I'm asking you guys. Or it could be on a fringe world, at just a nice place.
Yeah, I'm willing to go with fringe. I think, it's reasonable to say that if we are looking to such ends just to get help, just to get a ride, just to get where we need to go, then we're probably not close to our own network.
That's true. You and Solis had hyperdrive problems, ended up somewhere you didn't want to be, and you don't trust it to take another jump. So you just landed at the nearest planet, which happens to be where Nox and the other groups are kind of currently docked for one reason or another. So I think Nox is already sitting there, but Karen, you enter into a pretty busy cantina. This is pretty far out, so there's a lot of races or species that you don't necessarily recognize, but you do see one individual who fits your description of a tall, dark-skinned individual with a breathing mask, or what appears to be a breathing mask. And so, what do? He's sitting at the table that he's got by himself, and the nearby tables are cleared out. Although generally, all the other tables in the establishment are pretty full up. So, it seems like people are kind of keeping their distance.
So I'll approach his table, get within talking distance, not putting myself too close as to be uncomfortable. Are you Nox Umbra?
Depends who's asking.
I'm Karn, the honor guard of the noble Solis of House, as of yet undecided. We spoke with you earlier over Comlink.
Yes, I am Nox.
Excellent. Would you be able to show me the ship that you would be carrying us on?
Certainly, we could head out there immediately.
Thank you.
So, Nox, you know you have enemies. You know that you have enemies in this area or on this planet. Who are they? And why are they? Oh, you know what? We forgot to do bonds, but we'll do bonds later when everyone's here. Who are these enemies, and why are they your enemies?
They don't like me because I take jobs from them.
Okay, so you've got some competitors here. So are they like bounty hunter competitor? Because you're a bounty hunter, right? You just happen to work on the same ship as Scounder, he's a thief and whatnot. You guys just make money however you make money, right?
Yeah, we enjoy doing what we do, but we get paid to do it.
I kind of feel like you guys are like Cowboy Bebop, but anyway, moving on.
1, 2, 3, let's roll.
All right, so you guys have some competitors in the area. I happen to know you, so there you see what looks to be a couple of humans approaching. They enter the bar. And they look around and their eyes land on you, Karen. Your back's turned to them, so you don't see this. You see one of them start speaking into a comlink, and the other one starts approaching. What do you do?
Sorry, is this me?
It's either, but you don't know that this is happening.
These are people I know are competitors.
Yeah, you know that. Yeah, you know these guys.
I tell Karen I feel like we're going to be held up briefly.
Hearing this, I will look to see his eye line over my shoulder and turn to face the approaching party.
And so the tallest of the men come up and says, Knox, I see you are peddling your shitty services in our bar once again. I thought we talked about this.
Shitty services. Are you offering something?
Is this a customer? And he turns to Karen. He's like, trust me, you do not want to get in bed with these clowns. We got a faster ship. We'll do it for less pay.
You also won't.
Whatever you need.
The offer is noted. If I find the inspection unsatisfactory, I will be sure to look you up. Our business here is concluded.
He says, I don't think so. And he grabs your shoulder and kind of pulls back on it. We're not done here till I say we're done here.
At this point, I would take his wrists, putting it in a pressure lock, and putting it behind his back, facing him towards the rest of his party.
All right, so why don't you... that sounds like you're trying to defy danger with strength. So why don't you roll strength?
Plus 5. Ugh. Not feeling especially strong. This guy's a little bit bigger than I thought.
Hold on a second. So it did 2d6. Sorry, let me look at your character sheet.
I would have a strength modifier of 1.
Okay, so one thing you can do, if you have your character sheet open, you can just click, there's a dice next to each one, like strength, there's a die, and you can just click those to roll your charisma, strength, whatever.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, so you fail, so mark XP. You gain 1 XP.
But I gained 1 of 8 experience. Wow. Damn.
Yeah, you actually level up pretty quick in this game. But yeah, so when I say mark XP, you do that for when you fail. So you learn from failure here. So you attempt to try to spin him. He actually outmuscles you and tosses you down into the chair, sitting next to Knox. And while he's been talking, you notice that his cronies, there's 3 of them, have started surrounding both of you. What do you want to do?
Is this? I mean, we're in a port right now, right? We are in a docking bay with like some sort of seating area, or are we in like a bar? Is there a guy?
You're in a cantina, kind of like a higher class place off of the spaceport.
Okay.
So you're in the same city as the spaceport. Your ship is, well, your ship, and it's broken down in place. You don't know where Knox's ship is parked, but your ship is probably a 10-minute walk away.
Alright, at this point, training kicks in and Karen assesses that he is in fact justified in using lethal force, and he will draw the rifle and take a beat there. Actually, sorry, is this guy still on me? Or have I been thrown?
He basically shoved you down. When you tried to spin him around, he shoved you down into the chair across from Knox.
And if only someone had a one-handed weapon under the table right now.
Yeah, that might have helped. So what do you want to do? He hasn't drawn a weapon. He's just kind of looking at Knox and smiling as his three guys get closer. I haven't decided these guys' motivation. Just fair warning. I don't know why they're doing what they're doing either. You can try discerning realities, you can try spotting more, you can try parlaying with them.
Knocks it.
Or I could shoot first.
Or you could shoot first. So, Knox, do you have any idea of why they would be behaving like this?
This guy is crossed because I took a job from underneath him.
All right, so you think he's probably there. They don't really care about Karen. They're just there for you.
Yeah.
And they're just they. I think when he offered it to Karen, he was just fucking with you, Knox. All right, so you want to start shooting people? Is that what the plan is?
Yeah, might as well. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out like these rolls that I did.
Why are you trying to figure out why they're 52?
No, the dex ones that I just did.
Oh, okay.
Like looking at the formulas in them, they're not making sense to me.
That is a fairly complicated.
I think like they might have a problem with them.
Well, they're just not making any sense to me whatsoever. Because it's like 2d6 plus round 0.018 times, in parentheses, 16 times 16 minus 0.127 times 16.
Yeah, that does look crazy. I mean, I just want to see if the range is correct. Look at the greens and reds. Oh, that you got a crit out of them. It looks like it goes from. It should go from 4 to 14 on that dex roll. But I think the range is right. I don't.
Yeah,
right,
it looks right.
It's just weird. Maybe that's. Yeah, why wouldn't it just be 2d6 plus whatever number is right there? I don't fucking know. I didn't build this character sheet, but let's just pretend it works.
Yeah, sorry, it was just something I was looking at, trying to figure it out.
Alright, so Knox, you notice that the two guys to your left. So at this point, there's two guys to your left. There's one guy to your right, and there's the one straight ahead. And the one to your right and the two guys to the left have drawn vibro daggers. And the main guy who's been talking so far is still smiling at you. What do you do?
I let the guy know that if he really wants to do this here now, we can. And then I shoot.
Okay, so which one do you shoot?
The guy that was talking to us.
Okay. So I'm just going to draw like really shooting. So those are the guys. I'll try to come up with a better way to do this next time. But the X is Nox, the square is Karen. So you're going to shoot past Karen at this dude. This is the dude that was talking. And you're seated right now along a wall.
No, I'll shoot to the guy that's to the right of Karen or beneath him on the screen.
All right, so go ahead and roll your dex or your volley. All right, so that's a success. That's an unmitigated success, so go ahead and roll your damage.
Whoa, why'd I do 10?
So go into your damage and just, instead of doing 1d10, just do d10. Or 1d8, sorry. Instead of writing 1d8, just write d8 plus whatever your damage is. Because the way the character sheet is, it automatically throws a 1 in front of it. So if you throw a 1 in front of it yourself, it
looks like 11. I got you.
7 damage, nicely done.
All right, so this guy, you just open up. He's completely unexpected. So this is like an under the table shot. You hit him right in the chest, and he goes down. His friends, kind of on the other side, are a little bit shocked at first, and then realize that they brought knives to a gunfight, and the one nearest to you jumps towards Nox. Knife drawn. What do you do?
I tried to defend by pushing him off.
All right, so you're trying to push him away. So that sounds like you're trying to defy danger with your strength. So go ahead and roll strength. All right, he leaps at you, but you successfully manage to toss him backwards a bit. So he gets tossed him back here. You stand up. Karen, this guy's dead, right? Karen, you've turned around at this point, and you notice that the guy to your left, right here, has a dagger and he's looking directly at you, or a knife and he's looking at you. And you see that he is pulling out a blaster from his holster. What do you want to do?
I will... Yeah, actually I'm just going to go draw my weapon and fire at the man drawing a blaster.
Alright, so that's a volley.
Rolling for 9.
Okay, so when you get a 7 to a 9 on a volley, you can choose one of 3 options. Either you have to move into a more dangerous situation, and in this instance, you would be moving forward, and you're probably going to get stabbed if you choose that one. You can burn 1 extra ammo, or shoot, I forget what the third option is. Give me 1 second. Or you do your damage minus 1d6 damage.
Damage minus... Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, I'm going to use an ammo.
Alright, so then go ahead and roll your damage.
Wow. Great. Glad I spent that ammo. Well, at least I didn't lose a d6 of damage, otherwise I would have shooting active shots at him.
Healed him for 4.
Okay, so he has... you shoot at him, but he's wearing blast armor, and he seems to get pushed back, but he doesn't really seem any worse for wear. The guy next to you is going to try to. You look to your left after you miss the shot, but the shot has no effect, and you see a dagger coming straight, or the knife coming straight towards your chest. What do you
I would, using the butt of my gun, strike at the wrist of the assailant, which would hopefully deflect the shot or deflect the lunge away from my chest.
Okay, so that sounds like that sounds like Dex. So you're trying to move in, so why don't you try to defy danger with Dex?
Or
yeah, so
acceptable.
you actually knock, you hit the hand and the blade actually goes flying. You follow the blades, your eyes follow the blade, and you look up and you happen to see over your shoulder that this guy is leaping again towards Nox, trying to close in to take care of apparently what their boss wants to get rid of. So Nox, this guy is coming at you. The other guy is drawing a blaster and is pointing it at Karen. What do you do?
I pull out my lightsaber glaive and use it on the guy coming at me.
All right, so in the bar, the other patrons have kind of cleared at this point when the shot was fired. And when you activate your light glaive, you hear some screams and people are running.
And I scream, "That's right, bitches!"
It's a Jedi! Like you hear someone say, "It's Jedi! Run!" And the Republic's here, run! Or cheese at the feds. And so you're going to do a hack and slash. So go ahead and roll. This is your precise, so this is a dex roll. Damn, you guys are killing stuff. All right, so you just do your damage to this guy. He doesn't hit you or anything. You kind of knock his blade away and then come swinging down with your axe. You lop off his left arm, but he is obviously hurt. But there's kind of a wild fever in his eyes, and he comes jumping at you again with his axe. He doesn't look like he's in very good shape. Or he doesn't have an axe either. He has a sword or a knife.
All right, so they have 7 or 6 damage, or life is what they have. Because they have more than 5, 7 kills them.
This guy has armor. So I just had the first guy die because he was kind of a weakling. This guy has armor of 1, so he's got 1 hit point left. They each had armor of 1. Right? They have 6 hit points. So the first guy died. What armor does in this game is it reduces damage by whatever your armor number is.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So this guy he's not doing too hot. But he's swinging a blade at you.
I will attempt to back away from him swinging his blade.
All right, so you're kind of dodging out of the way, so that sounds like Dex. So go ahead and roll your Dex. All right, so you move away from the blade, but you actually trip over the chair behind you. And so you're actually knocked down onto the ground. Karen, you hear the sound behind you, but you're more focused on the 2 individuals near you. The head guy's blaster's trained right on you, and you see he's about to pull the trigger. What do you do?
I'm just going to do a dive roll and attempt to land in a crouching position ready to fire.
All right, so that's a dex roll. Go for it.
The 9th.
All right, so you roll out of the way. I think you're actually going to roll closer to this guy. In the heat of the moment, you forgot which way you should have rolled away from this guy. So he's right behind you, but take a shot. Go ahead and roll your volley at your friend here. Yeah, roll your damage.
Bam!
All right, so you shoot this guy right in the face, and he is done. But the guy behind you, he actually stabs you in the back. So can you roll d6? Oh, yeah, he gets
it
right
in there.
in a chink of your armor. What kind of armor are you wearing?
I'm wearing like a carapace armor. I was thinking about flavoring that and just like calling it like whatever armor of whatever the honor guard is once the lease has a family name.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So yeah, you feel the blade dig in pretty deep into your shoulder.
I don't mean to point out, but this is the same guy that he knocked his knife away, though, right?
Oh yeah, you're totally right. I forgot about that. No, you're right. You're right. This guy is knifeless. So he just tried to punch you, but you're wearing armor, so you're you're knocked down. You don't take any damage, but you're on the ground. Nox, you can see him running to try to grab the knife that he had dropped. What do you want to do, Nox?
How close is the top guy? Oh no, I tripped over the chair. Never mind. Is he jumping on me now, or?
This guy is kind of hesitant. Sorry. He is hesitant. This guy's running to pick up his knife.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot the guy that's running to pick up his knife.
All right, go ahead and roll a volley. It's Dex. Damn, you guys can't fail. All right. This guy, go ahead and roll your damage.
I didn't mean to roll multiples. I apologize. 2.
Okay, so you shoot at him, and it just kind of nicks into his armor, or it hits his armor, and he doesn't even seem to notice. He's also kind of wild-eyed at this point. He picks up his dagger, and he and his friend both turn towards you. Karen, no one's on you right now. The pretty clear path to the door. You don't really know this Nox guy. What do you want to do?
And I'm gonna release another volley at the guy who's just picked up his knife.
All right, go for it.
And for damage, not quite so much, but 4.
All right, so he's. You can see it burns a hole in his armor, and he's kind of staggered. But he kind of recoups himself, and he rushes towards Nox on the ground and manages to get a stab in on Nox. So Nox, can you roll a d6?
God damn it!
These are weird dice tonight. Weird dice. All right, so subtract your armor, and I think he gets you in the leg.
Okay, I think I'm just wearing 1 armor, so 5 damage.
Yeah, take 5 damage, and then this guy's just stabbed you in the leg, and what do?
Am I in a position where I can use my glaive on him?
I think the glaive probably has long reach. Like it's a longer range weapon, so it might be hard. I mean,
okay, I'll just blaster him
maybe
then.
Not. All right, so you're just kind of gonna reach for your blaster and hit him while he's still holding the knife in your leg. Let's do it. So go ahead and roll that volley.
Oh, I don't know what volley is. I'm sorry.
Your dex. It's dex.
Oh, okay.
You're fine. So you get to choose. This is again the three options. I think we'll memorize these pretty quick, but you kind of move yourself into a more dangerous position. You take a minus 1d6 on your damage, or you use up one ammo.
What's the ammo count like?
So you have 3 ammo. Generally, you have unlimited ammo, but the idea is that when you have to spend an ammo for whatever reason, it's like your blaster charge dies.
Okay.
So you just gotta put a new blaster pack in.
Okay, I'll expend 2 ammo then.
Alright, so you actually just expend 1.
Oh yeah, unlimited, but yeah, I'll expend an ammo then.
So for volley, the way I read it, you only use that ammo. Like a normal volley, you don't use up ammo unless something goes poorly, or you have to basically you just start unloading, and you end up using the entire blaster pack. All right, so 3 damage. All right, you kind of shoot this guy again in the chest, but he isn't stopping. He pulls the knife out of your leg, and he's going to take another swing at you. What do you do?
I guess dexterity is really out of the question since I have a leg wound, so I'll try to. No, I guess I'll kind of like similar to what Turtle did. I'll try to butt swipe. I'll swipe the butt of my gun into his wrist.
All right, I think that would be dex based. So you can. All right, partial success on a defied danger. Look at that one, Turtle Pink.
I'm a trained professional.
So let's see. Jin will offer you a worse outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice. All right, so either you succeed, but you drop your gun in the process, or you miss and the blade goes through. So, do you want to take damage, or do you want to drop your gun?
I will drop my gun.
All right, so it kind of goes scattering. You just kind of swing at it, and his hand goes back, but the blade goes. But your gun goes flying as well. Karen, no one's on you. You see another person about to hop on Nox. It's pretty clear that you weren't really the intended target here. What do you want to do?
I'll fire at the guy who's currently hopping onto Nox.
So you're shooting at the guy who's hopping onto Nox?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a tricky shot. We'll see.
All right, go ahead and roll your damage on that one. Yeah, he's dead. And the other guy drops his blade, holds up his one arm, and starts pleading for forgiveness. He says, it was Grotto's idea. It's all Grotto's idea. I'm sorry. I take it back. What do you guys want to do?
I would approach. Oh, sorry. I mean, Nox. You want this is personal.
Well, I was just gonna ask the GM. Do they actually have a faster ship than me? Because I kind of would like to take it.
You think that these guys are actually locals. They don't. You've been hanging around this port for a while, but these are guys that kind of do on planet jobs.
Okay. I let him know that I will spare his life if he becomes an informant for me.
If he becomes an informant on Greta?
No. Is Greta alive? Like, was he not one of the ones we just killed?
Well, I don't know yet. You'd have to ask him.
Okay, ask him.
Me. I mean, was that Greta or?
No, Greta's a bigger boss.
All right, so yeah, that was kind of like a lieutenant of some sort.
Yeah, I let him know that his life is spared as long as he's a loyal informant for me.
All right, why don't you roll a parlay on it to see if he believes that you're going to spare him if he does this, or if he's willing to be an informant. So roll a charisma.
Son of a gun. Bad liar. Or not a bad liar, but...
yeah, I think what happened, so go ahead and mark XP. He's a little more scared of Greta than he is of you. When he says, I can't, he'll kill me. If he finds out he'll kill me, he'll kill my family. I can't do that. Please, just let me, you'll never see me again, I promise. I gotta find a doctor.
No. I shoot him in the head.
All right, he's dead. So, do you know this Grotto guy?
Yeah, I know of
him.
That
I just made up? Okay.
Not to be confused with Greedo.
Good way to keep notes on this.
Nope, not to be confused with Greedo at all.
No, I was not thinking of Greedo when I said that. But I should have been. Totally just.
Your subconscious surely was.
Yeah, that's probably true. Alright, so these guys are down. There's bodies everywhere. The bartender has heard that the sounds of combat have died down. He looks up and he just kind of looks shocked that this has happened. This is not the type of thing that normally happens in this type of establishment. What do you guys want to do?
I tell him these are not the droids he's looking for.
He just looks at you like, who is this crazy man that just murdered all of these people?
I want to loot their bodies.
Okay, so you want to kind of shuffle through the see what they have. They have the weapons that I described. You're not particularly impressed. The blaster's not much better than what you've got. The armor's not much better, but they do have a couple credit chips. So why don't you roll a 3D100? All right, there you go. Again. So you've got 100. Pick up 172 credits. Karen, I guess you're just watching him as he loots these dead bodies. What are you doing?
If you require, I will see to the wound on your leg, but I must insist that we get to the inspection. There have been ample delays.
Yeah, the wound in my leg is going to be a pain.
Luckily, I know first aid. So I rolled that on a 10 or higher. I heal 1d8 damage.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
Oh well, I'm not a doctor.
All right,
it's okay.
So you recover 3 hit points.
Yeah, and then we can go to the ship.
All right, so you're gonna make your way to the ship. As you leave, you notice that the bartender is on a comment call, and he's describing what happened, and he's quite agitated.
As we're leaving, I'm like, if I give you these credits, is everything okay?
He stops talking for a bit. He stops talking. He looks down at you. He looks at the bodies, and he says, but in the comments, he's like, false alarm, sorry to bother you, sir. Who is this? And he cuts the chatter, and he puts his hand out. He says, yeah, I think that might suffice.
Nice.
What do you do?
I don't know, how is 172 credits a lot?
It's not that many. If you want like frame of reference, I'm looking at like the list of like weapons. Like a heavy blaster is 400 credits. A pistol is 150 credits.
Okay, I give him the 172 credits.
You see him call some of his employees out and points at the bodies and starts, gesturing around different places. And you exit. And you're going to head back to the ship?
Yes, sir.
All right. Just Karen, since they're not here, I think it would be easier I think this is going to go next, if you called Celise on your comm link and told her to meet you there.
Yeah, being somewhat concerned about the timeliness of it all, I would go ahead and do that.
Okay. So you head on out. It's about a 10-minute walk to where the ship is parked. We're not going to describe what kind of ship it is, but Karen, do you have a knowledge of ships? Is that kind of...
Yeah, I have a fairly expansive military knowledge, being of the Beta class recon commandos. So yeah.
All right. So looking the ship over as you come in, you're actually impressed. You did not think that Knox was going to be able to fulfill his boasts about the ship. And as you look by, Solis and a few other members of her honor guard come in. These are kind of your underlings. Like, you're definitely in command. It's just a group of 5 of them. And they escort Solis in. And Knox, what do you guys do? So you're in a hangar bay. The ship's sitting there. The door to the ship is closed.
Yeah, I'm primarily concerned with like just making sure that it's able to get us where we need to go in a timely fashion without falling apart in hyperdrive.
Are you going to ask Knox something?
How many? You have space for how many? Which genuinely might not be a question you can answer just yet, but
3 more plus my crew. I don't know.
You could take Solis's whole. There's 7 of them. You could fit them all on board.
Excellent. And you have no problem entering the X quadrant. I assume you have no previous existing criminal records in that area.
Records? No.
That'll suffice. Excellent. Then we will take you up on the agreed upon costs.
So one of the interesting things about the noble is she's just rich as balls, and I think the way to play that is you generally have a lot of money for non-mechanical purposes, if that makes sense. So if you want to spend money for narrative purposes, like throw a bunch of money, like spend a bunch of money at a bar or whatever, that's fine. But if it's like, I want to buy all of the best gear or like 800 med packs, does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, all right. So you follow Knox on board the ship. Over the comm, you hear a species. You can't recognize the species, but there's a male speaking basic. Says, Knox, is everyone on board? We should get out of here. I think it's time to get out of here. And that would be Thor's character. Is everyone on board, Knox?
Yep.
All right, so the ship starts taking off. Knox, you point the way to the passenger cabins. It's going to be pretty tight, but points Elise and gives Elise her own room, and then all of the guards and everything, her attendants, are given another room across the hallway. And as you are walking through the ship towards presumably you're probably going to the cockpit. The ship shakes violently, and you hear the voice on the comm say, Knox, I'm going to need you to hop into the turret. You've got company.
Roger.
So I'm thinking that you probably have a belly turret and a dorsal turret. So, for what it's worth. Knox runs and hops into the top turret. And what do you guys want to do? You look up and there's some uglies chasing the ship from behind. Uglies are kind of like someone hobbled together spaceships or spacecraft from various different holes. So you see what looks like a Z95 cockpit attached to some other era appropriate. I need to do some research on this era, but to get a sense of what ships and everything exist. But the idea is these are cobbled together. And there's 3 ships that are chasing your ship right now.
I would take the position in the unmanned turret.
Alright, so Thor's jetting it. The ship's going as fast as it can. You guys are trying to get to hyperspace. He's kind of juking left and right. One of the uglies seems to be following pretty close. And he seems to have you right in your sights. He's coming in from up above. So Knox, you can see him. Karen, you can't. What do you guys want to do?
Fire, I guess.
Alright, so if you take aim on him, it's generally not Dex. Sorry, I'm yawning. I'm starting to get tired. It's actually not Dex the way it works, but we haven't decided on a ship yet, so just go ahead and roll your Dex. Damn. Alright, great roll. So this ship does 2d6 damage. So go ahead and roll 2d6.
Awesome. So bad.
All right, so you shoot it. You're shooting at it, but it just grazes off the shields. It doesn't seem to actually have any effect on the ship. And that ship opens fire. So why don't you roll a d6? And that just bounces off of your shields. I know that Thor was going to choose the +4 armor, so that doesn't have any effect on you. The ship does shake violently again. And Thor is at this point spinning, doing a barrel roll. So, Karen, you now have 2 of them in your vision. What do you want? Do you want to take a shot?
I will.
I haven't really figured out space combat yet, so this first one I already can tell is not going very well. I will think about how to make it work better in the future.
Yeah, it seems like somewhat inherently limited options. But yes, I will shoot at the whichever seems clunkiest.
Alright, go ahead and roll dice.
Whichever seems clunkiest.
Yeah, I'm gonna... Okay, so go ahead and roll the 2d6 for your damage, and then roll a d8 for his damage. You guys are just gonna exchange gunfire. Ooh. Alright, so... You... you said that was the clunkiest, the jankiest ship?
Yep.
Alright, so you just blow that one up, but not before it gets a solid hit in on the belly, like on the loading ramp. So, ship's taking 4 damage, minus you had 4 armor, so took 4 damage. And Thor is continuing to jet. I think it'll be better when there's more people, actually, because you can have someone doing communication, someone trying to jam them, whatever it may be. But anyway, I'm just gonna. This isn't working very well, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say that Thor's managed to pull his way out of the gravity well, and you guys hit into hyperspace. The loading ramp is fucked, so you'll have to figure out what you're gonna do about that.
Thorin can fix it.
Yeah, maybe, and that's so the danger's gone. Celise comes running out of her cabin, screaming, "What the hell was that? Why are people already trying to kill us?" So she just sounds pissed, like at Karen, like, "How did you get us in with people that already are getting attacked immediately?"
Yeah.
They're just scavengers. They're out here trying to blow up anything that they can.
She seems to calm down a little bit at that point and says, are we in any more danger?
No, those ships were not capable of hyperspace.
All right. So the party's together. You're in a ship. We don't really have a job. I guess when Kit's here, we'll talk about what you guys are trying to do. It's weird kind of having a player/employer, but we'll try it out.
Yeah, I'll see.
See how it works. I think I'm going to call it there and wait till we get some more people.
Sounds good.
We can retcon this whole thing if you want later, but it seemed to work out all right.
Yeah, pretty good. You find yourselves in a tavern.
Yeah, pretty standard. Meet in a tavern. It could not be more generic, but
People don't like you. They want to fight. You fight them. Thank God those people both hated us both. Now we seem to have a common cause.
Whatever, I have 13 charisma. People love me.
I've got 8 charisma, dude. I'm a fucking socially inept clone.
The bartender liked you.
Yeah, that's fucking right.
He was probably a clone too, so.
I think cloning's that confident.
I like the way that you're playing your clone, where you just basically don't give a fuck. You're just like, I have a mission, let's get it done.
Yeah, very much.
Oh, that reminds me. You're probably on a mission, right? You were on a mission to get passage, so you probably got bonus damage. But
No, I don't have those perks until I get levels. But I am supposed to bug you to find a boon. I believe there is in the soldier class a list of potential boons, or just like recommend potential inspirations.
Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, the GM will grant you a boon for your dedication that persists as long as you undertake this mission.
Okay. So your ideal is duty, right?
Yeah.
Huh. I think you always know who your enemy is, and also who your enemy's enemies are when you meet them.
Excellent.
So that'll let you think about building a little bit more background into who these people were that were chasing you. If you want. I think the next session will actually be still a lot of the trying to build what it is you guys are doing and why and who's after you or who is standing in your way at whatever your goal may be. That's pretty powerful to have a healer. Like, you're basically a max damage, like the highest damage class with healing, which is pretty badass.
Yeah, but I mean, first aid training, I expect is not like an in combat thing. It literally says you apply some rough first aid. But yeah, it is nice. Yeah. It even says, when you apply some rough first aid and hope like hell it works.
Alright, so yeah, you're just basically...
I can patch somebody up. Maybe stop the bleeding. But yeah, I most
nice.
like...
All right. Do you need JJ? Do you need to choose anything for the mercenary?
A drive and motivations.
All right. What's the difference? Oh yeah.
So I either honor the contract, doing something agreed to, even if it becomes much more difficult, or I love this job, get rewarded for something you were going to do anyway.
So the way the drives work is if you can, at the end of a session, say that you accomplished that, whatever it is. So, for example, if yours was honor the contract, do something you agreed to do even after it became much more difficult, and you say, well, this is what I did that fulfills that, then you would mark XP. You'd get an XP at the end of the session. So you can choose either of those. Same with you, Turtle. Let me know which one you choose.
Yeah, my drive is duty. Very all about that unhesitating obedience clone life.
Yeah, so what's your duty say?
Follow orders despite disliking them. Which actually might be somewhat conflicting, but because I mean, like, I just expect this, like, I just envision this character as being like, there's no concept of like disliking orders. We'll see.
Yeah, I kind of feel like you're like the Unsullied.
Mm-hmm, exactly, that's a pretty good point of reference.
All right, so what are your motivations there, JJ?
I think conquest and cold hard credits.
All right, so what would conquest mean? Just like just combat defeating people?
Yeah,
Generally.
like I constantly want to be better than other people.
Okay, and get paid for it. Yeah,
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yes, sir.
That muscle bound brawler one is pretty funny. Messy basically means that I didn't know you had messy, but that worked out well, like cutting people's limbs off and people blowing up, things like that. So. Man, that's a fun class. All right, guys. Well, hopefully, I don't know what happened tonight in terms of the other people, but if Kit drops out, and I know Thor's in, he just had internet troubles today, so we can play with 3. That's fine. So if Kit drops out and the others drop out, I guess we can just kind of rework the storyline, the starting of the storyline, or Solis can just become an NPC. That would actually work pretty well, now that I think about it. But we'll make it work.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds great.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
Awesome. Thank you very much for this, Chaos.
Yeah, of course. I hope you had fun.
All right. See you next week, guys.